Pride Month wraps up this weekend around the U.S. and here in Chicago, where the LGBT community and allies kicked off a final series of events. The Chicago is a Drag Festival is the newest edition, and it has a special message of inclusion.
Hi, my name is Abhijit. I'm one of the curators with Queer Pride who have organized this amazing festival that is Chicago is a Drag. And it's really about celebrating 50 years of Pride in Chicago, 50 years of riots that happened at Stonewall, and 50 years of Chicago's Baton Lounge. We thought it's important to commemorate these queer milestones because you don't see that often. A lot of queer minorities get pushed to the side, and we want to uplift them, give them a platform to celebrate their art, something they've contributed to for so many years. And Chicago has such a rich and diverse history of drag that intersects with ballroom culture, that intersects with pageantry, that intersects with avant-garde club kid culture. So we want to just combine all of these things together and give a platform to those that don't often see it. And we're really lucky to have a mix of drag kings, trans drag queens, trans men who are drag kings, and just put them all together on one stage, let them share it for one night.
Event organizers highlighted this inclusivity for trans people, drag kings, and people of color.
I think anybody can approach drag, as long as they come from a place of respect and history, which a lot of people have. But you have cis women doing drag, you have trans people doing drag. RuPaul's Drag Race is not the finish line. You know what I'm saying? It is a marker. It is an example. But I love the Chicago drag community because I feel like we as a community, we are an army of artists, if you will, who continue to support one another and at the same time push each other to be better in the art form. So. And as far as being a queen of color, Chicago's been amazing and very welcoming. I'm the current Drag Race winner of Roscoe's, so winning that title was a huge accomplishment.
This message of inclusion is being elevated in a special way, particularly by those who have recently experienced this culture of acceptance.
As a queen of color, I am both Black and Mexican. I feel like being in the scene, I've only been around for a year, but being in the scene, I have seen that there are somewhat of divides between clubs and so on and so forth. I feel like everybody has their groups. And being a girl in Scarlet, I kind of see a mix of people, so I'm blessed to be in that space. But going to different bars and seeing how other people are and the music that is played, I do feel like there is a certain crowd that is catered to. And it doesn't always feel like it is the Black community. So I do feel like there should be more diversity amongst that, especially after the whole Progress situation. It did kind of open up everybody's minds to kind of go, are there other clubs like that? And I do feel like they are, but I feel like it's slowly progressing, but little by little in each club, and I think it all starts from inside the clubs, and people are willing to change that and make it more inclusive. It's getting better, but still change needs to be made.
Organizers hope that this spirit of inclusion will resonate with attendees, particularly for people of color and the trans community.
But the fact that we're not all inclusive is a very difficult thing to deal with, and you struggle between embracing pride but also neglecting it because all of our community is not included and it's not okay. And I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm not part of the trans community, but I'm also fallen this in between where I get discriminated against every day for looking as another gender, and so I feel like I understand where they come from, and yeah, I've struggled with this. Pride is great, but at the same time, trans matters, and this is a part of our community that needs to matter, and it's something that we need to take seriously. And so yeah, it's something I take very seriously, and I work at Northwestern, and it's something I take. I'm involved in their community to make sure that trans lives and trans community feels comfortable at a hospital, as a patient, as a caregiver, as whatever. But I think that's one of the reasons that Backlot matters so much, because it's not one thing. It's not queer. It's not gay men, it's not trans, it's everything. So you walk in, you see so many beautiful people living their best lives, including trans, including queer, whatever you identify with. It's not discriminatory, and it's such a beautiful thing, and it's such an important thing. I think it's the one thing as a gay community, or as a LGBTQ, whatever you want to call it, community that we're missing. The trans community is what needs us the most right now, and it's what we need to embrace the most, and we need to be here for them every step of the way. So I'm here for you.
Reporting for Real Progressives, this is Carrie Barber in Chicago.